These are the Daily Tech headlines for Friday, July 19th, 2024. I'm Rob Dunwood. Thousands of Windows machines globally suffered a blue screen of death boot issue Friday, affecting banks, airlines, television broadcasters, and more due to a faulty update from cybersecurity provider CloudStrike. The outages were first noticed in Australia and quickly spread to businesses based in Europe, the United States, and the rest of the world. The CloudStrike issue has been identified as a defect found in a single content update of its software on Microsoft Windows operating systems, according to CEO George Kurtz. This is not a security incident or cyber attack. The issue has been identified, isolated, and a fix has been deployed. Independent cybersecurity researcher and consultant Lucas Olnick said to the New York Times that the problem affecting Windows machines globally appeared to be an update to CloudStrike software called Falcon Sensor, which causes Windows machines to get stuck in a boot loop. An update has been sent to computers. However, the problem could persist because the fix requires a manual reboot into safe mode on affected computers and deleting a specific file. The process is relatively simple, but there is no way to automate it at scale, and it will take some time for system administrators to deploy the fix to affected machines one by one. Video streaming giant Netflix reported second quarter results on Thursday. The company beat subscriber growth estimates, adding 8 million subscribers, topping the analyst estimates of 5 million. Netflix issued cautious guidance for the third quarter and said its advertising business would not become a primary driver of revenue growth until at least 2026. Earnings per share were $4.88 versus $4.74 expected. Revenue was $9.56 billion versus $9.53 billion expected, and subscribers grew to 277.65 million memberships versus 272.4 million memberships expected. Google has been named the official search AI partner of Team USA and will infuse artificial intelligence into the U.S. broadcast of the Paris Olympics alongside NBC Universal and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. The announcement comes as NBC Universal, which broadcasts the games in the U.S., is modernizing its coverage to attract audiences who do not watch live television and young viewers who have grown accustomed to watching clips online. Google is the first tech company to partner with the nonprofit U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. In other Google news, the company is purging low-quality Android apps from the Google Play Store starting August 31st. According to the company's latest spam policy update, apps that demonstrate limited functionality and content, such as text-only apps, single wallpaper apps, or those that are literally designed to do nothing at all, will no longer be permitted on the Play Store. The United States Federal Trade Commission has stated in a letter to the U.S. Court of Appeals that Microsoft's recent Game Pass changes are not good for consumers. Microsoft has now discontinued Xbox Game Pass for console for new customers. According to the FTC, Microsoft raising the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which will still have day one games, and making Xbox Game Pass Standard 36% more expensive than the existing Xbox Game Pass for console without day one games, had to be expected. Production degradation, removing the most valuable games from Microsoft's new service, combined with price increases for existing users, is exactly the sort of consumer harm from the merger the FTC has alleged, the U.S. regulator said. Instagram announced Thursday that users will now be able to leave semi-private notes on Reels and Grid posts where their comments will float on top of the content in little bubbles. Like notes, these comments are temporary and will disappear after 3 days unless deleted earlier. When users encounter Reels and posts with notes from friends, those comments will appear almost like a sticker on top of content. The feature is meant to tap into the more private ways people use Instagram, like DMing with friends. And finally, Goo.gl shortened links will stop working on August 25th, 2025. Google scrapped its URL shortening service back in 2019, but the links still work. When Goo.gl stops working, it will have been over 6 years since a new link was last created. If you haven't updated your redirected links yet, you've got a year and a month until they start returning 404 errors. For more discussion of the tech news of the day, subscribe to dailytechnewsshow.com. You can find show notes and links to all the headlines there as well. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.